Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome to Talking Shit with your boy Sophisticated Jerk. And today, man, I'm gonna review this video that I seen that Game Guy Goldie dropped, where he was talking with McQueen, and they had a great conversation, man, because they was talking about like, how to make a female invest in you, pretty much like to join your program, and how a lot of guys with different mindsets that fall more or less under the pedestalizing women, the 100% provider type dudes that, lack that confidence and stuff, and then how they be giving, guys like us pushback, because we have a different mindset and how they just refuse to understand. So I really like the dialogue that they were having, man, because it showcases the different mindsets that different men have. So I'm going to pull up the video and break it down. But yeah, like I said, they was dropping some heavy game in this, man, and they definitely did a good job breaking it down. So I like like I said, the dialogue that they had in this. So let me go ahead and pull this video up, man, and I'm gonna stop it and break down certain points.
You know who it is, Game Guy Goldie went on. Listen, special episode, my brother McQueen. Listen, man. Number one, congratulations on Streaming University. My brother, man. Man, listen, you've been putting your work in. Man, you the reason I stepped up doing my lives on a regular basis, because I seen what you was doing. I said, man, you motivating me. When you see somebody putting in work, you see what that work do. And since I seen you motivated me to do it, it done boosted me up so much. So congratulations to that. Let's get into it though, man. It's been a long time coming. We used to come on here chop it up all the time. I know y'all been missing y'all daily dose. Man, what you want to get into today?
Man, listen, bro, okay? First, I just want to say I appreciate you, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I told you this off camera, too. You know what I'm saying? When I first moved here to Miami, man, you know what I'm saying? And I tell you this all the time. You really changed my life, bro. I look at you like an older brother. And a lot of the game that I be passing on to my people is, just an extension of what you taught me. So,
and I appreciate the appreciation, man. A lot of times nigga don't want nothing but the appreciation. It may be an ego thing, but sometimes I was telling people the other day, they was like, man, it used to be niggas that slept on my couch that I gave a game to. They having 3-4 holes later. And I'm like, nigga, we go out somewhere or they got something for sale and they trying to overly tax me. I'll be like, nigga, you don't remember, nigga, cool. I put you in the game.
Yeah, exactly.
But my uncle said this to me because I use a lot of his game, and he called me and I'll be like, I'm gonna sure shout you out, this, that, and third. He was like, hey man, at the end of the day, if the game worked for you, that's what it's for. So I got to be humble enough to say, if the game working for you, I'm just happy that you use it. You don't owe me nothing.
I know I don't, but that's just who
I appreciate it though.
That's in my character though.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm trying to say? Just to let you know, because it's like, I'm not finna act like, nigga, I'm the founder of this shit, nigga. You know what I'm saying? I'm just someone who
and that's why I bring my OGs on here and things of that nature to let him know, hey man, this is source and they got way more game than I ever had. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But you taking it to a whole nother level right now.
Hey, listen.
Let me stop right there, man, because one thing I want to point out with their just even the beginning of the podcast, how they kind of bigged each other up. You know what I'm saying? And so you have McQueen. He was like, hey, man, you was like a big brother. Even Game Guy Goldie was like, man, you motivated me. See, when you got stand-up dudes, man, that got their shit together and they done built themselves up a certain way, man, they're not... They don't have that ego where they can't give anybody no kudos or no credit. And that's one thing I wanted to point out to you guys, because I see a lot of times guys don't want to give nobody credit. Everybody, especially on the internet, man, nowadays, they're like, oh, I created this philosophy. And a lot of this stuff, man, like I say all the time, I had a cousin with game and I always big him up. I shout him out. I ain't found shit. I just sat back, observed. And I looked at the different guys that was winning, and I was like, shit, I want easier interactions, either dealing with like business or, even just dealing with females. I was like, I ain't trying to be no like guy that is out here struggling. So, man, I humbled myself and asked some questions. So I like how McQueen was like, hey, man, you taught me a lot of stuff. Man, I took that and ran with it. And then Game Guy Goldie, he was like, shit, I got that from my cousin, man. So, that's why I'm saying you could tell that they official with it, because guys that got their shit together and ain't struggling, they're not trying to, like I said, harbor everything like they done created it. And they're not scared to give somebody else some props and stuff. Because, man, when you got your shit together, you're in a different territory, man. So you could just tell by that interaction. And even with McQueen saying it, man, you could tell like he was, that wasn't scripted, man. It was a little bit heartfelt and stuff like that. So you could actually tell, man, they actually have that dynamic with each other.
And listen, and that's what the plan is, man. Is to get the game on the highest motherfucking stage, nigga.
Yeah.
Because it has been too long, and this is not directed towards any one streamer or any one person. It has been too long, this motherfucking plague of buster ass niggas doing this corny ass shit.
Come on,
motherfucking
man.
Spreading the wrong message, chasing and
message.
gawking over these broads has
Acting
been
like-
going on for too motherfucking long.
Acting like they money make them. Right? That's all they got to stand on is
That's
they money.
it.
Man, when I
That's
came up,
it.
your money was an extra. If your household wasn't right, if your character wasn't right, if your manhood wasn't right, you couldn't hang out just because you had some money. The trick had more money than all the niggas in the game. So was we glorifying the trick? No, we glorify certain characteristics, and they didn't get that lesson. So they glorify their money. That's what they stand on. That shit don't mean nothing. You get coming, they goes. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I mean, it means something. I ain't gonna take away from it. It means something.
But it's not that. It's not.
No,
It's
no,
definitely not the first thing.
And it's not more than 50%. I say it's not more than 30% of your overall life characteristics
100%
of value.
100%.
And let me stop real quick because that's the important thing. Because like I said, when I came on the scene, man, everybody was like, "Oh, a real man would pay for everything. He'll do this." Because like their masculinity was attached to money. Because a lot of times, man, when guys don't like get their mind right, their physical appearance right, they style and all those things don't connect, they become like one trick ponies. Where it's like, man, they only rely on if they become successful, that's the only aspect of everything. So that's why they feel like they overvalue in that region. So like what he was breaking down, he was like, man, that's only 30%, man. You ain't got all the other features and stuff. And they pitching it like that's the route to go. But in reality, when you're looking at the pecking order of men, they probably damn near at the bottom of that. But since they getting the money, man, and that's their only identity, they think it's the catch all for everything. But they slacking in all these other categories. You'll see a lot of them with like beer guts and shit, looking sloppy as hell and stuff. So like I like how they broke that down. But yeah, there's abundance of them on here. So like when I came on it, like I said, I was like, you fucking with me, you gotta pay. you gotta get a job. I'm not one of them dudes. Everybody's like, oh my God, are you gonna be the leader in that case? And at first I was mesmerized because I didn't know how to approach that because I never heard that type of pushback before. Because I was like, damn, everybody I was around, had females that like actually liked them. It would, come in there, contribute to be with that guy and stuff like that. So at first I was just thrown off. I'm like, damn, am I like the only person that got that, that mindset that, so I used to get like a lot of pushback, but I felt like I was on an island for a while, but I stood firm on it. I was like, I don't give a fuck what y'all do. All y'all could go that route. I'm standing firm on my position because I know what's right was right. And I'm gonna, if I gotta be the lone wolf out this motherfucker, I'll stand firm on that. But it's good to hear other people with that mindset, man. That's why I definitely wanted to highlight this because there's an overabundance of busters out here, like they said.
And it's also like you said, it's the trick and shit. It's also just the overvaluing of a woman's pussy. Like it's just like these look like I understand niggas is young and a lot of like these people, these kids that be watching this content, they be really impressionable. You know what I'm saying? And whatnot. And I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, when I was 20, 23, 18, that I wasn't thinking the same way. But it's just like, it's really bad. I'm like, the way these niggas really be simping over these broads because these streamers like, and this is not at anyone particular. I just be seeing it so much from so many different streamers on my For You page or whatever. And it's the same concept over and over again. You get a girl in there, she turn around on camera, her ass is showing, and you just motherfucking foaming at the mouth, drooling at the mouth. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, all this goofy shit, chasing the broad, doing all this extra out shit for just because a female standing right there. You know what I'm saying? And giving her all the power.
Where you think that come from though? What's the deeper implications or what's the meaning behind that?
That's a good question. And before he get in there, I'm going to say, because what McQueen's breaking down, man, I'm in my 40s. And, man, I thought, like, once you get older, you kind of grow out of that. But, man, it's a lot of guys still stuck with that mindset. Even, like, people I know, man, I be, trying to walk them through scenarios and stuff. Because people will come to me, like, in my real life and be like, hey, man, I'm having these issues. And I'll break stuff down to them. But a lot of dudes are just infatuated with bad women, especially, and they get that mindset where they're doing the most, man. And I used to think like I could help them with that process, but a lot of them, some of that stuff is so deep with them. But it's just because, man, they are very insecure and they lack confidence. So it's like even if they might have the appearance that they doing all right in life, it's just like, man, at their core, man, they're lazy in some aspects. Because as a man, man, you should be out there. I always tell people, man, you should be in that gym. You know, you should be doing other activities. You should be building your mindset. With me, is spirituality too. And when you connect with all those things, man, you know who you are, man, because you're always taking action. And when you start taking out action, you start getting outcomes that ties into your confidence and stuff. So it's just like, man, when you start being lazy, man, you ain't got no routine, man, you ain't got no structure in your life. You put yourself in that category, man, where you got to chase. And, they start living up to the thing where it's like, oh, they think a pretty girl is like their only sense of validation. So they're reliant on what other guys think at that point. So that's why where you see a lot of guys, man, they just throwing paper, they're doing the most. And low key, them females don't even like them dudes, but they're so attached to that. But yeah, I'd say it's like insecurity, very lack of confidence, and some laziness because they don't want to develop. So that's why they're in that territory. But let me see what they say.
As a whole,
yeah,
like for men in our generation, or just for someone individually?
Just someone individual. Like, what's the reason they're doing all of this for some woman, for some pussy, for a good looking woman? What's the reason?
I'll speak from my perspective. When I was in their position, it was because there was a lack of self-esteem.
Yep.
A lack of self-esteem, a lack of self-love. You trying to impress a woman because society has conditioned us to believe that just because a woman is beautiful and, through Disney movies and all this stuff, that she's the princess and she's supposed to just get all the attention and all the protection and all the provision when you essentially get nothing in return. And since you haven't gone through enough life experience to build, your own self-esteem, your own self-worth, now, since we're sexually attracted to women too and they're beautiful and all the conditioning, you wrap all that up into one thing. Now you trying to impress this woman to get this validation that you have yet to learn how to, build up inside yourself.
I couldn't have said it better myself. I was going to go down the same path. It's all about validation. Even when a dude goes out to the club and wants to have the baddest woman, it ain't because how she make you feel. It ain't how she act towards you. It's all about what you perceive people to perceive you as because she's there, exactly. Which means you only did this for the validation of other individuals.
Exactly.
And then, of course, the program. I mean, that's this goofy ass shit they've been putting on TV since forever. So you think that's what you're supposed to do. When I see it and people I know see it, nigga, you're goofy. Yeah, that's exactly. All it signified to me.
Yeah,
but if
sure.
You're not in the world that I came up in, you think that's what you're supposed to do, not understanding. You just devaluing yourself.
Exactly.
Man, let me stop right there because damn, they was spitting. But I like how he said, man, a lot of guys do this for the validation of other men. And that's what I'm saying, because when people are lazy, man, they don't want to build. Man, they're almost like, okay, if I get the pretty girl, man, they're gonna think higher of me. But deep down, a lot of these guys that's trapped, they know because that same person you're trying to impress, he's paying, so they know which category you're in. But just like I said, in their mindsets, they're trying to like big each other up. But it's like short term because those females never stick around and stuff. That's why, I say it's like a laziness. Because I mean, when you put yourself in that category, you constantly got to be spending. You got to do the most. And it's just like, man, you're on that hamster wheel at that point. So that's why it's always important, man, just to invest in yourself and put that work in. And I like what McQueen was saying, because he was like, man, a lot of guys start off like this. But see, this is the difference between smart and dumb guys, idiots. We just got to go there. A wise man is going to sit there. He's going to sit back and observe and be like, man, I really don't like this interactions that I'm having. Damn, let me tap into other guys that got success, or let me start building myself up. So that's what McQueen was like, man, I started off in there, but he got off that bad path quick, put the work in, Same thing with Game Got Goldie. He was like, shit, I grew up around certain people. So he didn't have to take that path of them guys that had their shit together. But since he was wise, man, he started gravitating to that. And the same thing with me. I was like, man, I don't want no bad interaction. I ain't trying to be like the rest of these guys. Because something internally, it ain't cool. But like some guys, it's just that sometimes they feel like it's the easy path. and that's why they stay on it. But it just, man, they have like long-term issues. So yeah, nah, it's definitely a problem out here.
Bro, exactly. And it's just like it really is sickening because now that I have woke up from that shit,
Yeah.
and I really like operate from this new version of myself that really sees shit for what it is now.
Yeah.
It's like when you come up when you and it's and to put it into that way of operating in a nutshell is just moving with self-respect. Just moving with fucking self-respect,
Bro,
right?
the first module in my game guy mentality course is self-love. They don't understand. I like who likes me. Everything I do, it stems from a place of self-respect and self-love.
Yeah.
I check shit because I got boundaries because I respect myself.
Right.
I'm not going to let you overly step on this boundary because I respect myself. I'm not going to let you do this. I'm not going to let you do that because I respect myself.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, I 100% I know what you're saying. But see, it's so crazy that we could break that down so beautifully, so simply like that. But nigga, I move around like that. Goldie, it's been an upsurge of bitches and niggas calling me gay, sassy. You know what I'm saying? Because
You know, I get that shit all the time.
all because I'm simply not allowing someone to come in here and disrespect me and my boundaries.
Yeah.
All because I want equal value or more. You know what I'm saying? All because I want just simple reciprocal fucking energy. All of a sudden, I'm gay because of that. All of a sudden, that's a felony. Nigga, you say that around young niggas. You say it around old niggas that are still having that same programming.
Yeah.
You say that around any female from the age 18 to motherfucking 25, even 30, nigga, 35-year-old, 40-year-old broads, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You say that shit, they look at you crazy.
Hey.
I gotta stop right there. Because it's funny he's saying that, man, because like I said, man, when I came into space, I had my own different philosophy. And I was getting pushback from all angles because, you know, I was the 50-50 guy. I'm like, hell nah, you gotta have to pay half this rent. So it was an unpopular position with guys and women, because women, of course, they want to try to get over. So I understand why they was giving pushback, because, hey, they looking for that guy that could come in there, they could low-key get him to do what they want. So I kind of was prepared for them. But when I was getting pushback from a lot of guys, I'm like, man, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Because, like, man, when I was younger, my cousin did it. So, like I said, when he was like, hell nah, he broke down the philosophy to me, I got it just like that. And I was like, I'm changing my ways. Like, female got to invest in this situation. But the guys wasn't grasping it. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck was y'all, who y'all grow up around? You know, but yeah, I was getting that pushback like that. So it threw me off guard. So I see what like McQueen is saying. But the reason why you get that pushback, it's kind of like a deflection manipulation tactic people got to use. So for example, the females, they angry with his message because it's like, it spooks them. Because it's like, oh shit, here's a guy, man, you see McQueen and Goldie, that, man, they both in the gym, man, they look like they got their style together, they're very articulate. So that prototype of guy, that's what a lot of females is gonna want. But they still want you in a weakened state because they could control you and use you. But man, when they hear guys like how I talk and how they talking, they're like, oh, fuck. Because they can't shame you, really. Because they can't be like, oh, okay, you a broke motherfucker. You a ugly motherfucker. You just can't get no chicks. Oh, you're out of shape. You know, they can't pull them tactics. So when they see that complete picture, that's when it's like, damn, we got to find a way to like, oh, you're sassy now. You know, they can't take that direct approach. So it's got to be like, oh, they just sassy. They just this. Because they don't want that shit to catch on like wildfire. So that's why a lot of females, they got to try to contain it. That's why they're going to be like, hey, you're broke. Like with me, they was like, oh, well, if you want somebody to pay some bills, that's just because they're broke. That's the common tactic, you know, where it's like, oh, they're going to call you broke. Because typically it works for most guys because they weak-minded. So, you know, they start calling that, they play with your ego, and then most guys collapse. But when you stand firm on that, you're like, yeah, whatever, take your broke ass home. I ain't asking you for no money. You want my shit. So, you know, when you start learning how to get clever with it, they're like, oh, fuck, you know, what are we going to do with this guy so he don't like poison the well and get the rest of them idiots thinking? Because really that's what it is. So when guys, are, you know, they kind of give pushback, man, it's because you're kind of shattering their whole world. So you think about it, like a dude that's been tricking and he's doing the most, he's looking at a guy like McQueen and say like Goldie, if they pulled up on the scene and they got females, they're not spending the most, but they're getting the respect. They're like, I got to shut that down because I know what I have to do, and I'm still not. They're doling out all this money, and they still not getting no respect. So they're looking at that, and it kind of turns into some envy and some hate because it's just like, damn, how these motherfuckers pulling this shit off? So they're not going to give you no props and stuff because, like I said, when they're insecure, they can't come up there and be like, damn, man, how you, man, you got all this success, man. Shit, teach me the way, because they can't humble themselves like that. So, like, where guys like us, we would do that because we're like, shit, I'm trying to get good results. They would stay in that, like, hating state and start, like, doing the female tactics where it's like, oh, man, I got to start, like, downplaying them, too. I got to, if I hear females saying, because with me, they was like, when females was like, oh, you're broke because you want the 50, a lot of guys started buying into that, too. Oh, yeah, it's just because them guys are broke. Because, they're trying to, like, align with the females. So they start, doing that white knight shit where it's like, okay, if I say the same shit. But when you're rooted in that core and you got a strong mindset, man, you stand firm. So they used to look at me and be like, man, I can't get them shaken up. Damn, what's going on? Then time went on where people started understanding why, because I started breaking down the philosophy more. That's when they were like, oh, shit, yeah, he kind of right. Because, I started calling them tricks back. I'm like, hey, man, y'all just ain't good with the females. So that's why y'all got to do what y'all got to do. So I started, like, anteing up on them. Then they started falling back and shit. So then a lot of people started changing their tone. Well, the reason I do this, they start. But yeah, no, it's just because, like, them guys, you shattering their world. Because, man, men ain't stupid. A lot of people, man, they'll tell you they're smart. So that if they tell you they smart, that means they can observe, like, interactions with other people. We're all socially calibrated to a certain degree. It's just that they can't pull off what he could pull off. So it's kind of triggering, like, damn, man, I got to do all this shit. I know deep down this chick don't like me. McQueen over here pulling all these chicks. He got to do the minimal amount. He got the most respect. So it eternally is destroying them. It's hitting them at the core. But just even to back it up a little bit, when they was talking about, man, the self-respect. Man, when you have boundaries and stuff, like I said, people gonna push back, especially like some of them females that want to like take advantage of you. But you always respect yourself. You respect your resources. You respect your time, man. And I always try to tell guys, like, we were literally talking about it the other day. We was on another person's panel talking about tricking. And I was like, man, when you were a trick, you literally put yourself in the bottom of the pool of guys. And when you don't respect your time and your resources, that's why a lot of those guys don't get no respect, because the female is looking at you like, damn, you don't have no dignity, no respect. I'm not going to respect you. But they're going to sit there. They're going to take your money. So that's why you will see a lot of those guys get left, disrespected all the damn time. So it goes hand to hand with each other. So I like when he said that. He was like, hey, man, you don't devalue yourself. Nah, you still have that level of self-respect, man. And you make somebody approach you the right way. If you firm like that and you strong, you built yourself up. But a lot of guys just, like I said, they ignore that process and try to take the shortcut. And that's why they always end up in that bad state. But all right, let me get back to the video. I'm ranting on this motherfucker.
And it's like, damn, my nigga, like, a nigga can't. So I'm just supposed to sit here and allow myself to get disrespected. That's what you're saying.
I find it comical when they say things like that. I find it comical because you are essentially saying, because I want somebody to do for me what I'm doing for you. I'm sassy. Right. I'm gay. Right. Oh, go get you a man. How does that even make sense? Right. These bitches aren't even funny. These bitches aren't even like, bitch, you're not even funny. You're just regurgitating something you heard. Oh, because,
exactly. Exactly.
Because I expect a woman to do for me what I'm doing for her. I'm sassy, or, exactly. or I'm less than a man. But it's because these dudes are programmed. As much as they feel like they're outside of the matrix, you're still in a box, because who told you that? Yeah. I'm less than a man because I make sure a woman I'm making sure I'm requiring from a woman. Come on now.
Exactly. So, it just be so funny.
And I say it all the time like this. If we take, like an example from the game, who do you think is more of a real man? This man who has multiple women going outside every night, finessing these dudes who think they're a real man by giving to a woman, and they take his money and bring it back to this man. Who do you think she thinks the realer man is? The man she's finessing and thinks is easy because she's able to play on him, or the man that she goes and takes that money from and gives it to? They would say he's not a real man because he's getting money from women. But who does the woman think is less than a man? It's the man who is easy, who lets his desires get the best of him so she could manipulate him. She doesn't think shit of these niggas who doing all that. She thinks the most of the man who don't care about her pussy, and that's why she give him everything. But say what you want to say. And the crazy thing is like a million people will say that I'm wrong, even though I'm right.
Yeah, exactly.
But goes back to the self-love and self-respect. I love and respect myself so much. 100 motherfuckers can say I'm wrong, and in my mind, it doesn't matter. I think all of you are goofy. When I was in high school, like the football players, the dudes in the gangs, and like I thought these niggas was weirdos. Yeah. Some of you niggas was big as hell. Y'all could have whooped my ass. Even still in my mind, yeah, you could whoop me. Nigga, you still a weirdo to me. And that's how I always start coming up. You niggas are weirdo. It don't matter if everybody think you cool. Nigga, I don't. And that's what it is in my mind. People are not so, they're not so assured in themselves to be able to think what they want to think.
Yeah.
So therefore, they just go off of what everybody else is saying, not ever fact checking in their mind, do it actually make sense. Because if it made sense, then everybody would be successful. Everybody who says happy wife, happy life would have the best relationships, but they don't.
They don't.
But you don't even see the facts of the results of what they're doing and say, oh, it don't make sense. You just say, well, I've heard it, so that's what it is, and you're wrong. And I don't get these niggas. Nigga, don't ever tell me what you think I'm doing make me a real man or not. I don't give a fuck what you doing.
Exactly,
niggas can trick all day. Niggas can pay 100%. Do whatever you does, nigga. I don't care. Why? The only reason you care what another nigga is doing because you really want to do it.
Yeah.
I don't be like, oh, that nigga tricking. He stupid. I don't care. Nigga, do what you does.
Right.
Why are you so mad when I'm doing what I'm doing? Because deep down inside, you really feel like
you wish you could do
it.
it.
Yeah, you wish you could do it.
I gotta give pushback on Goldie right there. I'm standing firm on these tricks' neck. God damn it. And the reason why, man, I got a son that's 24, and him and his friends, because they be watching some of the videos and stuff, and I be like chopping them up with them, and I'm like, hey man, stay away from them old ass philosophies. Like, it don't get you good results. But typically I don't care what people do, but I do give pushback to like tricks, because I'm like, hell nah, don't be no trick. That ain't the way to go, because I do want the younger generation to at least have a shot. They got to make their own decision how they're going to operate in life, but I'm on their necks. Damn that. So it's not to be like pocket watch it or nothing like that, because it's like he said, I don't care about the financial portion. I'm just like pointing out why the hell you view yourself as that less of a human being, or you see yourself that inferior of a man that you have to resort to that type of tactic. It's the weakest shit in my eyes, man. I despise tricks. I can't even lie to y'all, man. But just going back to what he was saying, when he was talking about like those guys are still stuck in the matrix, man, that's just the reality. And the sad thing is, it's like a lot of time as men, man, we talk about leadership and, carving your own path. But when you start hearing people talk about these things and they give them pushback, they are the most sheepest people, man. It's like follow the whole, well, my dad used to do this, my grandfather. And it's like, man, you could take bits and pieces, but man, they didn't do everything successful. I tell people all the time, some of my people of my lineage, they were simps. There was no way I was going to go down the same path as those motherfuckers. I looked at some of the shit they did and I was like, oh, hell no. Nah. Like, I ain't about to go down that same path. Like, I love them to death. That's my family. But it's just like, man, if you can have a mind of your own and drift from shit, it's just so funny sometimes. Like, I tell people, I'm like, man, if your parents wasn't the Rothschilds or, like the Waltons and Bill Gates, man, like they did some shit wrong on that path. Like, man, it's all right to drift. But yeah, nah, they'll keep following the same stuff. And man, well, this is how it was done back then. I'm like, well, shit, maybe they did it wrong. You ain't never questioned that shit. So yeah, I had to break away from it. So yeah, I just never was one to like kind of just follow everything, man. And for a while, man, I kind of felt like on an island. Like, so I was just like, damn, man, am I wrong for like having these thoughts? But again, that's where I'm saying, like, if you're a critical thinker, and man, you just got them leadership qualities, man. Nah, that's just the natural path, because a lot of times, like I said, I'm talking to people, I'm breaking down their situations, and just even a couple of friends, like recently, man, I'm just like, how the hell y'all just like allow this disrespect? I be asking a lot of questions. I'm like, my brain can't even just compute that stuff. Where I'm just like, man, I'll be out. How do y'all be this much in love that y'all would just like accept anything, any type of baggage situations? So man, a lot of people, when you start figuring out, man, that's why I said in one of my lives, I'm like, man, tricking's a mental illness. I really think a lot of people are just not mentally well, man. That's why, along with the insecurities and all that, they just have this philosophy and stuff. But now it's funny where like they break it down like how they getting attacked. But man, that's why I said, when you who you are, man, you stand firm on it, man. You back them all down. And one of my favorite movies that I like is 300. And it was like the one scene where they pulled up with the 300 guys and everybody's like, man, y'all only got like 300 people. And he's like, shit, we're all warriors. Where you work at? He's going around. The one guy was like, man, I'm a farmer. I'm a baker. He's like, see, well, we got more warriors and soldiers than y'all. And that's how, man, when you got your shit together, you clicking on all cylinders, that group is around you that could perform like that could multitask, that got the discipline. It's going to naturally be small, man. So you can't look at it like loneliness. Because, man, I went through that phase where I'm like, damn, man, everybody ain't trying to, they operating different. But that's the natural process, man. That's the hard part of like having your shit together. It's like, man, your circle gonna be small, but you gotta put them motherfuckers in the rear view. Cause all them other guys, man, they gonna start becoming distracted. They're gonna live for like a lot of these women. And you're gonna see why they're stagnant in life. Cause like a lot of your success as a man is tied to you, what you're able to perform and the actions that you take. So the guys that start getting to the top, that got everything, like I said, all them 3 areas clicking, it's because they put that work in and they don't allow nobody to pull them off that path. They program, they vision, whatever, the goal, what we be saying, their purpose. They stay focused on that. And then if you do that, that's when you start attracting. And that's when you can start kind of requiring things like Goldie was saying. That's when you could go to people like, nah, you have that abundance mindset at that point because you built yourself that way. So even if, like he said, 100 people are like, oh, you're wrong, Goldie, this and this. You're like, nigga, I got the results. Now, if you blind, you can't see it. That's on you, but man, I ain't about to go on y'all path. So I have to throw dollars at some people. So yeah, nah, they spitting game right here.
Yo, 100%. And I've been seeing that a lot lately, Goldie, with these niggas, bro. Because it's not, I noticed I didn't say it was just, it wasn't just the females. It's the niggas, bro.
Yeah.
Nigga, the content I've been putting out lately,
I would say the dudes are worse.
The teachings of the game.
Yeah, real quick, I'll just say it. Yeah, I would say the dudes are worse because the females, they got to object it. They're like, shit, I just want to get over a little bit. But typically, man, if they like you, they get with you, they'll start. If you got game, they're going to conform. But it's the guys that, like I said, it would trip you out because you're like, damn, like, why are y'all against this message? I'm trying to, like, you should want to have somebody be reciprocal and actually like you. But like I said, the reason why is because, like, think about it. If more guys started operating like that, and a lot of the guys that ain't attractive to females didn't have the money as the high thing, man, they would kind of be obsolete, So that's why they're kind of pushing back also. It's because, like, man, you're almost like snatching their whole playbook, if, they operated differently with like the integrity like that, they would have nothing to like lure those type of women in. Because they just wouldn't be going if say like those guys was like, okay, we're not gonna spend no more money. They kind of out the game and they know that. So that's why they're kind of coming at McQueen.
Oh,
through my comedy, right?
Yeah.
And doing it on stream.
Yeah.
Having broads do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying?
I see you.
Paying the choosing fee.
I see you.
We're
gonna get into that next.
Yeah, right. We're gonna get into all that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Paying the choosing fee, having, making sure that they doing the things that they need to do to show me why they need to be a part of this motherfucking blessing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to
Straight
say?
up.
And then on top of it, also teaching them things that are actually important. Giving the girl a book. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Teaching her some real game, elevating her mind,
Getting
mentally,
them in the gym,
spiritually, physically, getting her in the gym.
Making her eat clean.
Nigga, what?
Getting her mind right, telling her to meditate.
Teaching her how to meditate.
Man, you see
know what
my
I'm saying?
bro just walked out with one of my books, right?
Yeah, I heard her say that she wouldn't get the book. You know what I'm saying? Teaching them all that shit, right? Nigga, teaching them self-control and respect. Bitch, man, look, I don't have some of these girls that want to fuck after we done stream. I say no.
Yeah.
They get up on stream, the next stream, I tried to fuck them. He said no. And I've never seen a man do that.
Yeah.
And showing the results and the difference in respect and how they treat you live right there on camera. The chat is seeing this, nigga.
Because what you don't understand is it shows your value. Every dude is thirsty and weak over the bitch pussy. He's doing whatever. He's succumbing to this. He's lowering his standards. He's doing things he said he would never do for the pussy. So she can never respect him. But to the man who says, no, that pussy means nothing to me, what do you have to offer and bring to the table? Now a woman has to really come with something, and she's never had to do that. So it's the first time in her life that she sees somebody of value. Because, damn, this is the one man that I've met thousands of men. This is the one man who is not succumbing and breaking down over getting my pussy. So it's something different to her. So she sees you're of value. I can't manipulate you. I cannot manipulate this man with my pussy. So I now have to come with some real value for this man. But say she.
Yeah, let me stop right there. And this, I always used to tell people that. I'm like, you know, the whole what you bring to the table concept. I used to get a lot of pushback. Guys were like, oh, you shouldn't be asking for anything. I'm like, man, bullshit. If you valuable yourself, you should always require something from somebody. So I was always giving pushback like that. So I'm glad he kind of mentioned that. Like, nah, man, you when you build up, you're able to require certain things. You're not just mesmerized by vagina. You're not controlled by that. And a lot of guys are not going to admit that. But we know what's going on. And that's why I always used to tell them, I'm like, man, y'all pedestalize women. That's why y'all have y'all mindset. Y'all like infatuated. So that's why y'all feel like y'all have to pay everything. That because I used to tell them, I'm like, hey man, when they talk about men being a provider, it's not just money, man. That's provision is like intellect, it's wisdom. It's like he was saying, hey, I could build you up. Because if I'm in the gym, you're gonna kind of gravitate to some of those good habits too, and you're gonna build yourself up and you're gonna feel good about yourself. So that's what a lot of people don't understand. So that's why like guys that got their shit together, man, they could kind of demand more. And then when women get with them and they start elevating, you know, they locked in. Everybody else, every other guy becomes blind to them because they're like, shit, I'm over here winning. They start having confidence. They winning out. You know, they're not like just useless around you and stuff. So they have that appreciation for that. But yeah, now I like how he mentioned that because, yeah, a lot of guys, man, they just have that mindset like, oh, why are you doing it? You can't require stuff. And it's just like, hell nah, you supposed to require some stuff, man. You ain't supposed to be sitting there infatuated and mesmerized. And a lot of people, when you start putting yourself in that phase, man, like I said, because you start having that abundance mindset. You're not looking at every female like, oh, man, I'm thirsty. Like, I got to knock it down. I got to do this. Because I used to see a lot of guys. I'm like, damn, calm down, y'all, man. If y'all have some patience with the process. They just they thirsty, and the female, like, they automatically put you in the same category as every thirsty ass dude. Like, oh, okay, he's driven by just vagina. Now they know how to manipulate you. But man, when you fall back and like what McQueen did, like, nah, I keep business. They're looking at you mesmerized because they're like, damn, this dude done just shot me down. Like my number one tactic ain't worked. And then when you start like talking to them and, you know, like, hey, man, I just have different requirements. I'm not like these other dudes. Then that's when they're like, shit, let me step up my game because I want them. And that's when they're able to they'll start trying to do stuff for you. Like the organic way, like showing that they really like you and they actually offer something else. But like I said, since guys are so impatient and they got that scarcity mindset, man, that's why they miss out on that type of treatment, that reciprocal treatment. And that's why, like, even going back to the earlier segment where they're like, oh man, you guys are sassy for requiring shit. It's like, hell nah, boy. You just ain't never been in the winner's circle and shit. So if you become a winner, like you start liking winner treatment. You know, that'd be like if LeBron, man, he's like the number one basketball player, been that. You don't think like whenever he had them contract years, they was rolling out the red carpet, everybody's like pitching to him. Man, he loves that treatment, and he should, because he put himself in that position. So that's what it's like to have game. Like you getting that treatment, like, hey, roll out the red carpets and stuff. People coming there and like treating you, that you get that reciprocation. So now I like how they breaking this stuff down.
But let me tell you something, right? You stepping into dangerous territory, man. You know, listen, I understood this. That's why it don't mean nothing to me. Like motherfuckers say whatever about me on the internet, it don't matter because I've always lived in a lifestyle where we understood, like we the most hated on the planet. Mm-hmm. Nobody likes the player. The tricks hate the player. The bitches, mamas hate the player. They hate you. Yeah. And it's always been like that. They hate you because they're not you. Mm-hmm. They hate the fact that the woman that they paying for some play at the strip club is going back and giving this dude money. They hate your guts. And they daddies and the judge and the DA, they hate you and they despise you. So understand the territory you walk in. Yeah. You are walking in a space where they hate everything about you because you're everything they could not be. Yeah. And you know, and you better recognize that.
No, for
the
sure.
fact that you're doing it legally, you good. Because if you wasn't doing it legally, please believe they'll come get you because they despise the player because it's everything they can never be. It's everything they daughters want. It's everything that they wife really want on the side. It's everything that the bitch that they pay every day go and pay you and they hate it. That's why I get it when these niggas just be so mad. They don't understand. They don't understand. They're mad because they understand that what I am is what they woman really wants.
Exactly.
And they can't be it. You know what I'm saying? So just know what the territory you stepping into.
I'm glad you told me that. I'm glad you told me that because, bro, it's been an upsurge in hate, bro. An upsurge in hate. And it just be like crazy. Like, it be niggas in the comments, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this nigga think he got him some game. This nigga think he a player. Oh, this nigga finna go to jail. Oh, this nigga finna do that. Nigga, this nigga.
I get that shit all the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this nigga, he about to get done like Diddy. Oh,
but you know what though?
I'm like,
the more hate you get, I use that as a signifier of success. When motherfuckers start hating me, I said, oh, this shit is gonna work.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm trying to tell you, when you can conjure up that much emotion in somebody, I'm a big figure around this motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you got to understand that. Like, that's always been a thing. We always said, nigga, we the most hated. Players, that's just the saying in the game. We the most hated. You know, and that's why back in the game, it's like players only fuck with other players. Only a player in a hole like a player. Yeah. Everybody else hate the player. And that's just what it is. So when you understand that, you'll move how you supposed to move.
Okay.
Because you know, only a like-minded person gonna like you. Yeah. Everybody else gonna hate you because you everything outside of what they've been programmed. And you back in the Matrix. But it's like in the Matrix. What do he say? He say, if they not one of you, they're one of them. And any one of the people that was still in the Matrix could turn into the agent.
Right.
That's what it is. We are outside the Matrix. And it's like cognitive deficient. Everything that you are fucks with everything that they are, makes them question it, so they gotta hate you for it. So that's why in the game, it's like, man, you don't have no friends that ain't in the game. Yeah. Because they can't understand it, they don't like it, and they hate it. You know, and it's just part of what it is.
Nah, for sure. I'm glad you told me that, because, you know, and we talked about this off camera. It's just like, man, I got to get back with my nigga Goldie, man, because, you know, don't get it fucked up, nigga. God has prepared me for this moment. Yeah. And everything that's coming to me.
And you already done had a lot of, you know, outside of the box content, so you already know that motherfucker had what it come with, but it'd be a different level when you get
it's a different level now, and it's only gonna get even crazier. It's gonna be on some different shit, nigga, very soon.
Hey, so but you gonna take this shit to a different level though.
Yeah. Let me stop right there. But I like that Goldie kind of broke this down to McQueen, because I think McQueen must be kind of coming into that beginning phase. And I think this happens with like a lot of guys, like I said, that have their shit together. And it's just like, man, when you start getting attacked and stuff, it throws you off. Because like I said, I went down that path too, man. And then even some like friends and family, man, because like I said, I talk to a lot of people, I give them advice. And I'm one of the ones, I'm always going to give you the real. And then what I started seeing is like a lot of people ain't gonna want to talk to you either. So the same effect, like you got them external ones, it's gonna be like even friends and family, because it's gonna strike that nerve of truth. And a lot of people just can't handle it. Like a lot of people talk all that shit online. They're like, oh, I love the truth. No, they don't. Because if they love the truth, then motherfuckers would be in shape. they wouldn't be tricking. You know, they would operate totally differently, man. So it's just like, yeah, sometimes it's a lonely path, man, but man, you got to gravitate, like Goldie said, man. You got to get around the people that operate like you, have the same, like I said, integrity, morals, discipline, and your circle's small, and it needs to be small, man. I think, man, when you're kind of like younger and you're coming through that phase, man, you're thinking like, man, I want to be known by everybody. I want all these friends, and you got to learn how to embrace that smaller circle. And so like Goldie was saying, it's like, man, when you conjuring up hate and emotions, like you're actually doing good. Because you're different. So that's a good thing. And I think a lot of times, you know, people fall to that peer pressure. That's what makes them like regress. So that's why like I wanted to show this, because I'm telling people like, nah, man, if you got your shit together, you operate different, stay on that path. Yeah, it's going to be a little lonely, but you're going to come into your circle. So it's like recently, like I said, man, I had a couple like friends and family members, man. I told the truth. They ghosted me after that. And then it was funny because I was like talking to my cousin, the one that has game. And he was like, why are you fucking talking to them losers anyways? And just a quick conversation, I like a check-in with somebody that has their shit together. It just it recharged me. It put me back in my point, man, where I was just like, yeah, fuck them losers. Like, because a lot of men, especially because men be talking all that shit, be like, oh, women are emotional. Man, a lot of men are way more emotional. Because those responses that McQueen's getting, as far as people like, oh, you know, he think he got game in his chat and shit. Those are all emotional responses. So that's like when I was getting some of that backlash. I'm like, damn, y'all emotional and shit. This shit striking a nerve with y'all. Like, if tricking really didn't have a negative connotation, or, you know, what guys doing all that, it wouldn't get them upset like that. But deep down, they know why they had to do it. That's why I'm saying. That's why it kind of gets them worked up, because they're like, fuck, yeah, I pedestalized her, and I thought this was the only way they could get it. But they can't come out and say it, so I understand that. But that's why they started internalizing it, and it starts boiling them up. So that's what, like, Goldie's telling them, like, nah, you shattering their whole world. Like, you operating totally different, and you getting compliance, you getting respect. Like with me, I'm getting leadership, and I had to pay, like them dudes had to pay. So like I used to tell them, I was like, man, I caught mine. I ain't bought mine. So I'm not in the same category as y'all. So even the other day, I was chopping up with Ruthless Truth, and we was talking about tricking. I was like, you got to take me out of that percentage. Never been that. Like, if I can't pull you and get reciprocation, I'm cool being alone, man. Like I just don't operate like most dudes, man. They scared to be alone. So that's another piece to it. But I'm gonna play a little bit more, but I'm gonna go ahead and end it soon. But yeah, I like the conversation, man. I hope they do more podcasts with each other, because I definitely think this is needed.
Of course, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's why I'm like, okay, man, it's time to prime my mind even further. Yeah. Get back with my nigga Goldie. You know what I'm saying? I've been implementing. I know you've seen it. I've been implementing everything.
I'm about to ask you about that in a minute, too.
And we're gonna get into it. But it's like you said, like even with your own uncles, bro, sometimes you get isolated a little too long. You got to go back and get back in alignment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to.
So, you know,
you got to fellowship. That was the thing in the game, man. You got to fellowship. Man, like people go to church, man, you got to fellowship because you got to stay in that mind, because you're the only one with that mind. So when you're the only one with that mind, it's hard to maintain. But when you get around other people on the same type of time, you can bounce off, get feedback, and this, that, and the third. And then you get back into how you supposed to be.
This is why I love my nigga Goldie, man. Because listen to me, bro. Everything you saying, the level of hate niggas been getting,
it's gonna throw you off your game.
Bro,
why? Because you're not around your kind. You got to be around your kind. When you're not around your kind, the world is gonna be like, you wrong, and then you're gonna start to question, damn, am I wrong? Because you're not around your kind. To tell you, nigga, that's how we do. This how we does, nigga. We outside in Vegas in a player circle, nigga. This is what we popping all day. You know, and then you know, you get recharged. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You go back to your household. you got to.
Yes.
You
nigga,
got to.
Oh my God. Okay, perfect. All
right, I'm gonna end it right there. But yeah, I like what he kind of said, man. That's why I said, like, you get that small group that got their shit together. Cause man, even there's gonna be periods, man, where you need to run like ideas, situations by people. And man, you need that real feedback. So it's just like, I got like 5 friends, man. I had them for a long time. I know like how they truly are inside, and I call them up. I might have a situation and they gonna give it to me real, man. They might be like, man, you acting like a little punk, man. You know, because that's how we talk, man. I like, we talk harsh, but you know, like he said, you know, they got good intentions for you, and you gotta take that wisdom, man. So I think a lot of times people just want like 20, 40 friends and shit. And this is like, man, half them dudes is weak as hell. So it's like, nah, if you different, just be different. Embrace that path. Find that little group that you go connect with, and, you know, just rock with them, and just understand like, hey, man, the reason why, like, I don't have that many people like that is just, I don't waste time. I'm not mesmerized by vagina. So I'm focused, and I'm on a path of growth. And when you kind of get that in your mindset, and you start even seeing, because like with me, I'm 46. So now, man, I had a lot of people that I came up with, and they doing terrible because, like I said, they was the type that was just chasing their whole life, you know, didn't give a fuck what type of female they pull in their life, and they doing bad, you know. So me and the people around me, we're excelling. And it's no mystery why, because like I said, it's like, man, when you got discipline and focus, and you don't make just chasing women your primary thing, man, you're able to like focus on really what matters. And then by doing that, you're attracting. So then you can start requiring more stuff. So I wish more guys would get on this bandwidth, but hey, most people are hard-headed. They ain't gonna listen. But the flip side of that is, guys, if you're that small percentage that you operate like, I say Gabe, Goldie, McQueen, and myself, you're gonna even stick out even more. So that's the beauty of it. When most people are falling off, they don't understand that they're making that one. They always be talking about like, oh, women only like the 10% of guys. Like, yeah, that's because y'all refuse to motherfucking operate differently. So now y'all, even with the economics is falling down and, you know, like everything's getting worse, inflation, females looking at that top that's shining even more. So they like, psh. So you radiate when you operate a certain way, man. While those guys they always got to be playing catch up. You know, they got to rely on gimmicks. And then it's like, it's short term because them females jump off. They always seeking because they looking at that guy like, I can't respect this. He's at the bottom of the pool. How can a sucker just overvalue something I don't value that much? How's he value it more than me? So that's the reality. And that them guys don't understand that mindset. But all right, y'all, man, definitely check out, that was on a Game Guy, Goldie, McQueen. They doing big numbers over there. Shit, I might have to tap in with them. But all right, y'all, peace.